So what I did was I actually opened Etailing India's account. The reason is because I have a lot more stuff going on here, so I thought I'll show you this. Okay, this is our Twitter account. Okay, again, there's an image on top. This is our profile image. Okay, we have a whole bunch of tweets that are happening here. Correct? We do all kinds of tweets out there. Okay, on top you see how many tweets we've done, right? Then it says there's 276 that we are following, and there are 937 that follow us. Okay, and there are about 161 likes we've got on different tweets that we've done. Okay. Right? You see that? Okay. So if you go down, you can see all kinds of stuff. Now here is a promoted tweet from Google. You see it says promoted here? Okay. So basically, this is a tweet that Google is putting out there for us to see. By the way, most of you, have you noticed that there's not many tweets out there that are only text? Almost everything has an image today. Okay? Because Twitter is completely changed. It's gone from that 160 somewhat character only text-based, 140 text-based to completely image. Almost everything is image-based today.
So earlier it was like the 140 characters was also taking, if you are adding a photo to your particular tweet, the size of the photo would take some characters out of it. But now, because they wanted to expand, first they had an idea to make it completely as much as you want to write, but then it was against the idea of tweeting. So now they have just added one more thing, that you can have 140 characters, and whatever pictures you will add, they won't be added to the count of the 140 characters.
The URL was not counted anymore.
Correct, anymore.
Exactly. So you will see everything around that hashtag. Top news. Okay. If I click on live, it'll show you, I'll tell you what that is, but you'll see news, photos, videos, everything around it. So it's what happens on any hashtag is if you click it, you'll see everybody else that is using that hashtag.
Since you're saying it would be a good idea to post it simultaneously on Facebook, Twitter at the same timeline, and because we are using images, would that not be repetition? Because I might use the same content on Facebook and Twitter.
It may be, but how do you know who's using what? So at one point, you will start to figure out if that customer is a Facebook customer, if it's a Twitter customer, or whatever. That point, you can start to segregate and say, okay, he only gets it on Facebook and he doesn't get it on Twitter. But until you have that level of segregation, you're not going to be able to do that.
Or should we keep using two contents at that particular point? I put a different content here and a different content here.
You don't only have two, right? You have Twitter, you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn. You may also add 2, 3 others. So how many different types of content will you create? Right? And I'm telling you, like the news guys, just follow them. They just take it and just change it, modify it more for each type of platform. They do not change the content, even if it's repetitive across platforms. You skip it. You've already seen it. And luckily what happens is the way the sorting comes is different in each one of these platforms.
40 characters early on included the image also, but now the image can have as much text as possible. I mean, is that so?
Yeah, but it would work against you if you did that, because nobody is going to look at that image if it's just filled with text, especially if they're coming to Twitter and all, right? They're there for another reason. So it's best you don't mess around with saying that I'm going to put too much text on my images. Okay, so here we retweeted somebody else's tweet, right? It says Etailing India retweeted. Okay, so just like we're actually tweeting ourselves, we're also retweeting other people's tweets. Like here again, another retweet that we did, another retweet we did here. This one is also a retweet. So just like posting our own tweets, we also retweet other people's tweets that are related to us, obviously. Okay. So if you look at my profile, okay, obviously there's 351 people I'm following. Okay. So in that case, what you see here is from all the followers that I'm following. Okay. These are all the followers that I'm following. So on the left-hand side, do you see the trends? These are the tweets that are trending, or these are the hashtags that are trending. Okay? So you can actually see some of the hashtags that are trending, and you can use some of them if you want for your own stuff. Right? All right. Let's actually see how to create Twitter ads. Okay? So if you go to your image of your own self and click on it, you'll see something called Twitter ads. Okay? Now here, they ask you a couple of questions. Okay? Which country you're in. Right? So we say, let's say we're in India. And this is the hard part, though. I still don't understand why they do this. They ask you for a time zone. Problem with the time zone is they don't have the India time zone. No, it's different. Bangladesh is 6. No, Pakistan is also is different from us, right? We need plus 5:30. That's what our time zone is. They don't have it. So either choose Pakistan or Bangladesh, whichever one you want. But anyway, the other is just use GMT and base everything based on GMT. This way, there's no confusion. Okay? Here are the different types of campaigns that we can run. Okay? Tweet engagements. So we're tweeting something. Okay? We want people to favorite the tweet. We want people to reply to the tweet. We want people to retweet. Okay? So we can reach more people using that first campaign, which is called tweet engagements. Okay? Second is we, again, just like Facebook, just like AdWords, if we want people to go to our website, we can use the second type of a campaign. Then app install, app re-engagement. I don't know why, but this seems very similar to another social media website. Okay? Video views. Look at this. They also have videos. Right? Not only do they have images, but they started doing videos. Okay? At Twitter. And the other one is to create more followers. So you can actually create more followers. So it's just like likes on Facebook. You can actually create more followers on Twitter by actually using this kind of a campaign. Okay? And then lastly, leads on Twitter. Okay? So what happens is you present the audience with an offer. Okay? If the audience is interested in the offer, what Twitter will do is it'll actually collect the lead for you. You don't even have to take them somewhere. Twitter will actually collect the lead for you. Okay? So these are all different types of campaigns we want to create. Anybody have any idea which one do we want to try? We want more followers. Sure, let's create more followers. Okay. So right here, it's actually creating it for myself. Okay. This is what the audience will see, and this is where they will see. Okay. So they will see Ashish Jalani, whatever, follow us to get exclusive daily deals or whatever it says right now. Okay. And these are the different places that you will see it in the mobile, on the computer, etc. Okay. So I'll say select and continue. Okay. So name of my campaign. So let's say followers 101. Okay. What is our start and end date? Okay. Let's say that I want to start on the 28th and I want to end on the 30th. And remember, all the times are now GMT. Okay. Now again, it's asking you the same types of stuff. What is your audience profile? Where do you want people from? It automatically brought India. Okay. We can say, you know what, we don't want India. We have to choose something though. So we can say we want people from Japan. Okay. I want followers from Japan. Okay. Select gender. Huh? Who said third option? Let's put third option. Who cares? What language do we need to target? Japanese. What devices do we want to have our ad go on? Okay, iOS, Android, BlackBerry, desktop, mobiles, etc., etc. You can even choose carriers, right? That do we want certain carriers also only? So I can say I want Airtel only. Yeah. I can say I only want to have my ad go on Airtel. Listen, I hope Japan has Vodafone and AT&T or whatever else, because you guys are making me go Japan and I don't know Japan mein kya hai. So they say AU. So we'll use AU. Okay? I don't know. Let's just leave it alone.
RTT Docomo. You can start RTT Docomo.
He's right.
Big in Japan.
See? He's right. NTT Docomo. Okay? Then there are other options. Okay? Target users based on when they first used Twitter on a new device or a carrier. Okay? Target people who first used Twitter on a new device within whatever. If you want to use it, or you can exclude them. Okay? Add followers, right? So targeting usernames, you can actually target usernames and say that you want these to be included. Okay? We're not going to do that. Any interest, let's say Japanese that are interested in sushi. Now, the other is what do we want any tailored audiences? These are same thing as custom audiences that we talked about. You can upload your own list, or you can tell them that based on my website visitors, I want to target them on Twitter. Okay? So let's say we don't want that. Any behavior, okay? You can add behaviors, but the only behavior it's showing is for US, so it doesn't work for us. Okay? So these are for your events. You know, there's event calendars that are maintained on LinkedIn, on everywhere. So it will try to target people on part of certain event if you want. But in our case, we're targeting Japanese in Japan that like sushi. Right? I don't know what we're selling them yet, but right? Because we can't sell them seaweed, we can't sell them rice. So I don't know what we're selling them, but let's see this one go through. Okay?
Green tea.
Yeah, that's true. Not bad. We can sell them green tea. A special Indian green tea. Yes, we can do that. All right. Next, setting up your budget, right? What is your per day budget? Let's say $10. Okay? No, budgets are set in dollars. What is your total budget? Let's say for the time period, we say it's $100. On the right-hand side, it shows you how many people we can reach on a daily basis. It says between 900 and 1,000 people. Okay? And daily follows, it can estimate is about 3 to 5 based on the $10 per day. Okay? Now, you can do automatic bidding or you can do target costing. Again, my suggestion is you leave it at automatic because there's no way the system is anyway going to let you configure this too much because of the level you are, right? If you're spending $10, believe me, the system is not going to have much time to adjust. You might as well just do automatic, get a few people, and be done. Okay?
Is estimated daily impressions.
Yes.
What do you mean by impressions?
Remember we talking about how many times the ad comes up? So 1 to 2,000 times, somewhere in the middle, in a day. But realistically, impression is not much. There are millions. Remember that look the what happens in 60 minutes? We saw that when we started last week. Maybe I'll show you. What happens in a day on Twitter is just millions and millions of tweets, right? And they're coming and going. 1 or 2,000 times is not going to make a huge difference.
Impressions, you'd get around 3 to 5 followers.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Next comes choosing your creatives. Okay. So they're going to show you some specifications, what the size can be, et cetera, and you need to now figure out what creatives you want to use. Okay? What tweets do we want to promote? Give me some thing that we should write to get more followers. Please follow us. Best of Japanese food ingredients from India. So on the right hand side, you see this is what it's going to create. Okay? But we have to tell them to follow us, right? How will they follow us?
To know more followers.
Yes, exactly. But that becomes too big. Now, do we want an image? Okay, let's put an image. Okay, on the right hand side, it's actually showing you how it's going to look. Now it's cutting it off because we didn't follow the image sizes they gave us. Okay, but if that was correct, the only thing we have to do next is to say publish the tweet. And here's a preview how the tweet will look. Okay, and now we'll start to see it. If we were on there and we were in Japan, speaking Japanese, and liked ethnic food, then we see the tweet. Okay, and none of us would qualify. So we can't even see our own tweet. Okay, but anyway, this is a way for us to create those followers ad. But okay, somebody was showing me. So there is a whole bunch of things happening. All of these guys have multiple apps going. Okay, for instance, Facebook actually has 3 apps that I have. Right, I have the Facebook, which is my thing that I can see. Then I have Facebook Ads, which is an app for all my ads. Then I have Facebook Pages, which is all the pages that I have on Facebook. Okay, so you'll have to see if their app allows you. If not, they may have an extension app that you may have to download to create it. Okay, so it all depends on who has what apps nowadays. So
amongst all the social media that we are looking at, Twitter actually comes in a very small number compared to either a Facebook or others that we discussed. Now, going by that numbers, where does Twitter actually stand up in the entire social media?
So remember, we had looked at this chart a little bit earlier that talked about where do people consider Twitter. I'll actually show you. We had actually talked about it in the beginning also. Twitter is actually number 2 in usage by different brands, B2C marketers and B2B marketers.
But in terms of sheer number of users,
400 somewhat million?
but it's nowhere in comparison to Facebook and LinkedIn.
Sorry, not 400 million. No. So no, Twitter doesn't have 400 million. I'm sorry.
It hardly has. I think it's far behind.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it
far
was the
behind.
second last that I remember in one of the slides.
No. This talks about how many people use it. Okay, and even this, it's 4th most used platform in
There
India.
was one more statistics where I said I saw where it was far behind amongst the all other. So that is why my question: how does Twitter still stand alone, or is it particular? Is it addressing a particular class?
It is addressing a particular set of people.
I think maybe this one, the 19% compared to 40% and 30%.
No, what
amongst
this is
B2B.
talking about B2B, and
no,
what it's talking
I
about
get.
percentage of respondents naming platform the single most important for their business. They had to pick one. So in that, it comes 3rd.
Yeah, even assuming take up the percentage, we are talking about 65 plus 9 and 30 plus 41. So 70% anyhow is between Facebook and LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
So there is hardly a significant portion in terms of the total.
Yeah, so if you look at this, it
Here
says
also-
80% effectivity on LinkedIn and 12% on Twitter, right? But remember, Twitter is in and out, was never a commerce platform, right? Twitter, all of these were not. Twitter is probably becoming a commerce platform today, okay? It never was. So I think it's still ways away. So guys, one other thing about Twitter. So they have a whole analytics panel that you can actually see, okay? So here it shows me how the tweets are doing, okay? What is the engagement level on each one of the tweets, okay? As you can see, this tweet that I picked up, it had 134 impressions, only 2 engagements. That's about it. Okay, and this is actually an old tweet. I don't know why it got picked up and put here, but I use that as an example just to show you that actually you can see all of the analytics as part of Twitter itself. Okay, some of these things didn't exist before, so I'm just quickly saying you can actually see all of your data. You can export it. You can see how it's been doing over the last, whatever number of months, days, weeks, whatever you want. Okay? If you click on audiences, it actually tells me what is my audience like. 87% of the people that are engaged with me are somewhere technology oriented. Their 80% are business user, general info oriented. So now, obviously for the guys that are looking at it, this is a sad part, right? 88% male versus 12% female, right? But again, this is Twitter. So languages, obviously English is probably the prime language. Lifestyle, technology, business news, tech news, etc. Okay. Top wireless carrier. Wow. Airtel wins. 65% of people that are engaged to my Twitter profile are Airtel. 62% from Vodafone, 39% from Idea, etc., etc., etc. Okay, on the right side it shows devices. Okay, 88% from desktops and laptops. Okay, it doesn't make sense because up right above it says Android devices 38%. Okay, so I don't know how they're calculating numbers, but definitely not right. Okay, I don't know how I can have desktop and laptop of 88. What?
The same handle could have accessed your this particular tweet on desktop and on mobile.
Yeah, but I would assume 100% is 100%. You can't go over it, whatever. So anyway, it'll show you all the different types of audiences that are engaging with you. Okay, so if you have your own page, you can actually see what are the different types of interests people are engaged with you on. Okay, I've actually put a link on a previous slide for this page called business.twitter.com. This is probably the place where you'll start. Okay, to sign up because you need to have a business account to start creating ads. Okay, so this is probably the place for you all to start. Okay, and then you can go further, create your profile, create your ads, etc. Okay, yes.
Can we have more than one Twitter account?
Yes, they don't stop you from having more than one. And they're not Amazon.
No, my question
Amazon
is,
says no.
When we're talking about social media, one for the business profile, one for a personal.
You can have multiple accounts. The only thing is managing it becomes very hard, right? So see, here it's still okay. When you have an app on the phone, problem is that does not manage multiple accounts. So I need to keep on going to settings, logging out, logging in. It just takes a while. On the desktop, it's still okay. I can have multiple tabs, browsers, etc. On the app, it doesn't work that way.
Going by whatever you said, how I'm seeing it as more of a business-like option.
Yes.
Twitter,
Yes.
very unlike other social media. But we see people on Twitter retweeting and doing everything from personal to charity to spiritualism to business and otherwise.
Sure, but here we are talking, I concentrated on the business side of it because that's what we're about.
Correct.
But yes, there's a whole consumer side of it as well.
Correct.
Right? I may want to share my passion with the world.
Right.
Right? So, but we're not talking about that because here we only concentrated on talking about business side of it. How do we get our business to work? But there are other sides as well.
But is it okay to use one handle to use both?
No,
both
I would not
sides?
use the same handle.
Same.
No, I would not use the same handle.
That's what I want. Because otherwise the effectiveness of that 411 might not work out.
Exactly. So I will not use the same handle.
That's the reason I asked.
Every ID that you have, you need to have a separate email ID, as in one email ID and one Twitter account.
Correct. So that's why when he said that, obviously if it's personal, you would have your personal email ID associated. If you have business, you have your business email ID associated, right? So yes, you have it that way.
One more thing. I think once you have an ID, a Twitter ID, you can change it only once. Yes. You can't change it. Let's say, for
Again and
example,
again. Yes.
yeah.
You cannot.
That's a limitation.
Yeah, most places that's the limitation. They'll allow you one time, but after that they lock it.
क्रिकेटर्स के बहुत सारे अकाउंट होते हैं ट्विटर पे, ऐसा क्यों होता है? बहुत सारे हैं.
Now that's because other people are making it in their name, right? So
वो लोग वो हैंडल नहीं करते वो अकाउंट्स.
there's no, so the cricketer, because it's like anybody else's account, you'll have fake accounts. So you'll have whole bunch of fake accounts क्योंकि उनको मालूम है कि वो क्रिकेटर की या किसी स्टार की फोटो डालेंगे और उनका वो डालेंगे तो लोग उनसे people follow them quickly. So some people use that as a technique. They'll create an account that way, right, so that they can get followers. And then while that one allowance of change a name is allowed, you change it to something else. But obviously somebody finds out, you're going to be in trouble because you can't use other people's names and create accounts, right? So if you report this, Twitter will close those accounts down.
बट सर अगर हम लोगों ने उनको फॉलो किया होगा तो मतलब हम लोगों को उनमें से निकल जाना चाहिए ना.
If they're fake accounts, yes.
बट हमको पता कैसे चलेगा दैट दे आर फेक अकाउंट्स?
हाँ, but verified सब नहीं होते ना. Most of them, yeah, most of the big guys should be verified. They should show verified.
ऐसे तो फिर एक्टर्स, सेलिब्रिटीज वो लोग को भी होंगे, तो हम लोगों को किसी को ट्वीट करना है तो फिर मैं तो डर जाऊंगी. क्या पता सब फेक अकाउंट ही हो तो.
It's possible.
सो फिर आप बोल रहे हो मतलब फॉलो करो, तो मैं कैसे फॉलो करूँ?
No. Yeah, beware, but you can find out. You can look at their tweets. A lot of them started mentioning which their official accounts are. There's ways they keep on telling you that this is our official account. So let's say Shah Rukh Khan, for instance. If you ever follow Shah Rukh Khan, they always talk about he has a handle. Okay, he has a particular handle. And he always mentions that whenever he talks about Twitter. So you can actually find that handle and then follow him. You don't have to follow 500 or 1,000 other Shah Rukh Khans that are there. Just find the one that is him. So either through look at newspapers, magazine, they have their handles. कहीं ना कहीं वो लोग publish कर चुके हैं पहले. Use that handle.
टिक मार्क नहीं है जो आपने पहले प्रीवियस में बताया था कि ताकि पता चल जाए कि दे आर ट्रूथ वन.
No, so no.
वो जो आपने बोला था वेरिफिकेशन.
No. इसमें check mark नहीं है कहीं भी. So look at her account. There is no check mark. There is no check mark. Okay? You can't say that this is a verified Poonam Pandey account.